A 73-year-old man sat alone one evening doing something he'd done thousands of times before. Something harmless, even comforting. But this time, it didn't end the same way. That night, he didn't just lose control of his body. He lost a part of himself that would never return. And here's the shocking part. It wasn't because he masturbated. It was because of everything he never knew about it. No one ever warned him. Not his doctor. Not the health books. Not even the guys at the barbershop who used to joke about it like it was nothing. He thought it was just a normal part of life, something private, something natural. But what he didn't know, was that how he did it, how often, when, and why, all of that had been quietly changing the way his body functioned. His testosterone had been crashing for years. His brain slowing down. And his heart under silent stress every time. You think it's nothing, just a release. But when you're over 60, nothing is just anything anymore. And when the warning signs come, they don't tap you on the shoulder. They slam you to the ground. Fatigue that doesn't go away. Forgetfulness that creeps in slowly. Intimacy problems that leave you feeling like a stranger in your own skin. And maybe worst of all, you start to feel like you're fading. Like something inside you is slowly being switched off. But here's what no one tells you, this isn't just aging. This isn't normal. This is avoidable. But here's the twist. Some men, even in their 70s and 80s, are living with more energy, more mental sharpness, and yes, even better sex lives than they had in their 40s. And it's not luck. It's not genetics. It's because they learned the truth, 5 powerful, rarely talked about habits that protect their hormones, their brain, and their manhood. They changed just a few things about how they approached their solo health, and it changed everything. These aren't gimmicks. They're backed by real science, and you won't hear them in a 10-minute doctor visit. But once you do, it's like getting the owner's manual to your older body that no one ever gave you. And suddenly, getting older doesn't feel like a slow decline, it feels like a second chance. The truth is, more than 90% of senior men have never been told how their solo habits affect not just their sex drive, but their heart, their brain, and even their longevity. Why? Because the medical system doesn't talk about it. Doctors avoid it. Society shames it. And that silence, that discomfort, it's costing good men their strength, their independence, and sometimes even their lives. But new studies, from places like the Aging Male Journal and Harvard Health, are finally opening the curtain. And what they're showing is this: masturbation isn't the problem. Ignorance is. And the good news? You don't have to stay in the dark. Today, we're going to break it wide open. Let's start with the first truth. Number 1, frequency matters more than you think. Now listen closely, because this one is misunderstood more than anything else. Some men, after 60, completely shut that part of themselves down, either because of shame, or because they think it doesn't matter anymore. Others, they go the opposite way. They rely on it for comfort, out of boredom, or to escape loneliness. But here's what the science actually says. According to the Journal of Gerontology, men who kept a moderate release pattern, around 2 to 4 times a week, had noticeably better prostate health, more stable mood, and fewer signs of chronic inflammation. This isn't about morality. It's about biological maintenance. Your prostate, your testosterone production, even your brain's chemical balance, they all depend on rhythm. Not extremes. Think of it like walking. Walk too little, your muscles weaken. Walk too much, your joints start screaming. The same goes for release. Too little. Your testosterone dips, your mood drops, and your body starts to down-regulate that system, like it's no longer needed. Too much. Your dopamine receptors dull. You stop feeling satisfied. Your energy crashes. But when you stay in that moderate zone, when you keep a steady rhythm, your body treats it as a sign of life. A signal that you're still in the game. Now, this isn't about tracking with shame. It's about awareness. Just like you track your blood pressure or sugar levels, track your release rhythm. Ask yourself, am I using it to stay balanced, or to escape something I don't want to feel? And please, forget what you were taught as a kid. This idea that it's shameful, dirty, weak. That's outdated. When done with intention and balance, it's actually one of the most natural tools you have to support your male health, even into your 70s and beyond. Let's move to the second secret. Number 2, timing affects sleep and cognition. You might not think when you do it matters. But it absolutely does. Studies show that nighttime release can help your brain increase melatonin, the sleep hormone, and dopamine, which helps regulate motivation, memory, and focus. That means if you're doing it late at night, as part of winding down, not in a rush, not in guilt, but as a natural sleep aid, you could actually improve the quality of your REM sleep, and even help your brain repair overnight. On the flip side, if you're doing it in the middle of the day, when your cortisol is already fluctuating, it can confuse your body. It throws off your energy rhythm. You may feel drained instead of relaxed. Foggy instead of clear. You might think, it always makes me tired, but that's only true when timing and frequency are off. When done before bed, with intention, even as part of a sleep routine, it can become a powerful signal to your body. It's time to rest. It's time to heal. Remember, your brain needs deep sleep to flush out toxins, regenerate neurons, and protect against memory loss. And this one small habit, it can help activate that process, quietly, every night. So if you've been struggling with broken sleep, waking up groggy, or forgetting names and appointments more than you used to, don't ignore it. Take a look at the rhythm of your nights, and how your solo health habits are fitting into the bigger picture. One small shift could help you wake up stronger, sharper, and more clear-headed than you have in years. Now let's talk about something most men completely overlook. Number 3, use it or lose it, neurological impact. You might think your sexual health is just about the body, hormones, organs, physical drive. But there's something deeper happening every time you engage with it. Something happening in your brain. You see, regular stimulation, especially after age 60, keeps certain neural pathways alive. And I don't mean just any pathways. I'm talking about the ones responsible for pleasure, motivation, focus, and mood regulation. According to multiple neurological studies, including those published in the Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience, these pathways are like trails through a forest. Stop walking them, and they start to disappear. When you stop using the parts of your brain that link touch with memory, pleasure, and emotional regulation, they begin to atrophy. Not immediately. Not dramatically. But silently, over time. That's why some men notice a slow fade, not just in drive, but in overall spark. Their mood dips. Their ability to feel joy or excitement dulls. Even memory and alertness can suffer, because dopamine, the neurotransmitter behind motivation and memory, starts to decline faster when those pleasure circuits go quiet. So no, masturbation isn't just about release. It's about keeping those wires connected. It's a signal to your brain that you're still here. Still curious. Still alive. Think of it as a workout, not for your body, but for your brain. A way to keep the lights on in places that matter more than most people realize. So if you've been neglecting your sexual health because you thought it didn't matter anymore, or worse, because you were made to feel it was inappropriate or shameful at your age, stop. Your brain doesn't care about outdated taboos. It cares about stimulation, connection, and signals of vitality. Give it what it needs, and it'll give back more than you expect. Let's move to something even more powerful, and more personal. Number 4, emotional context shapes physical benefit. Most men don't realize that it's not just what you do, it's how you feel about it that changes everything. Science has shown, again and again, that when sexual release happens in a context of positive emotion, safety, care, even self-respect, it releases a wave of oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone. The one that lowers cortisol, your main stress hormone. The one that actually makes your immune system stronger and your heart rate more stable. But here's the twist. When that same act is done with shame, guilt, or secrecy, the opposite happens. Cortisol spikes. Inflammation increases. And instead of rejuvenation, your body goes into stress mode. So it's not just a physical act. It's an emotional one. And the state you're in while doing it determines whether it builds you up, or slowly breaks you down. This is where most men go wrong. They carry old baggage. They treat it like a secret, a dirty habit, something to rush through and forget. And that mindset alone erases most of the benefits. So how do you shift it? Start by reframing it. Not as something to hide, but as a form of self-care. Just like a warm bath. A morning walk. A deep breath. Something you do to connect back to yourself. To regulate your nervous system. To ground your body. No shame. No secrecy. Just honesty and intention. When you change the emotional context, everything changes. Your heart rate. Your brain waves. Your hormone levels. Even your outlook on life. This is about reclaiming your body. Reclaiming your story. And finally giving yourself permission to age with dignity, not fear. And now, the fifth and final secret, one that could literally save your life if you learn how to read the signs. Number 5, it's a diagnostic tool, seriously. I want you to forget everything you've been told about performance, drive, and getting older. Because what you may have brushed off as just another part of aging might actually be your body whispering that something's wrong. Here's what the latest research tells us, from Harvard Health, the Cleveland Clinic, and the International Society for Sexual Medicine. Erection strength, duration, and frequency of desire are not just bedroom issues. They are biomarkers. That means they're early indicators of what's going on inside your blood vessels, your nervous system, and your hormone balance. Why does this matter? Because your sexual system is like the canary in the coal mine. It's one of the first to suffer when blood flow starts to drop. When testosterone dips too low. Or when your nervous system isn't communicating like it used to. So when you notice changes, less drive, weaker performance, longer recovery. Don't ignore them. Don't chalk it up to just age. Don't wait until something worse shows up, like heart disease or prediabetes, to start paying attention. This system is giving you real-time feedback on your health. And here's the part most men miss. When you track it, when you take it seriously, when you use it as a health dashboard, you can actually catch issues early, and reverse them before they get worse. Now, this doesn't mean you need to obsess or panic. It means you stay aware. If things change, ask. Is my circulation where it should be? Has my blood pressure gone up? Am I moving enough? Sleeping enough? Could my testosterone be lower than it was a year ago? These are not just personal questions. They are medical questions. And they deserve answers. You see, this isn't about shame. It's not about pride. It's about keeping your body online. About treating your sexual health the way you treat your cholesterol, your vision, your memory, your muscles. With respect. With intention. With care. Because here's the truth. When your sexual health starts to fade, it's usually not the first system to break. It's just the first one to speak up. Don't ignore the warning. Listen. Learn. And respond. Because sometimes, one small sign down there, could be the first clue your heart is in trouble. Or that your brain is missing the oxygen it needs. Or that your hormones are begging for support. And here's the good news. When you start addressing it, Not with shame, not with silence, but with action, you start to heal the entire system. So if you want to restore strength, if you want to rebuild independence, if you want to reclaim your sense of vitality, not just in body, but in spirit, don't ignore your most private habits. Don't brush them aside. Don't let silence, shame, or old stories keep you from seeing what's right in front of you. Because these moments, the ones you thought didn't matter anymore, they're actually messages. Your body has been talking to you all along. Maybe it's telling you your hormones are out of balance. Maybe your sleep has been suffering. Maybe your mind's been foggy because dopamine's running low. Or maybe, just maybe, you've stopped listening. But that can change. Right now. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to start with one. One habit. One shift. One truth you're willing to face, and act on. Maybe it's tracking your frequency, so you can better understand your body's rhythm. Maybe it's adjusting the timing, using it to help you sleep deeper, not drain your day. Maybe it's seeing your sexual health as brain health, and treating it with the same care. Or maybe, it's finally letting go of the shame. And realizing this part of you is still alive, still needed, and still worth honoring. So don't wait until something breaks. Don't wait until you've lost more than you can recover. Choose one of these 5 secrets. And treat it not like a symptom of age, but a signal of life. A quiet reminder that there is still more power, more clarity, more you left to live. Let me ask you something. Which of these 5 habits surprised you the most? Was it the idea that timing affects your brain? That your body's changes are actually messages? Or maybe it was the truth that shame, just the feeling of shame, can cancel out the health benefits of something natural? And here's another question. Do you know someone, a friend, a brother, maybe even you, who's aging like fine wine? Still sharp. Still strong. Still alive in every sense of the word. If you do, take a moment to celebrate that. Because thriving at this stage of life isn't luck. It's not magic. It's the result of small, intentional choices, made again and again. This channel, Thriving Age Tip, exists for exactly that reason. To remind you that aging doesn't mean fading. That it's not too late to rebuild strength. To recover energy. To reconnect with parts of yourself you thought were long gone. And more than anything, to show you that you're not alone. There's a whole community of men, just like you, who are waking up to these truths. Who are taking back control, one habit at a time. Who are deciding they're not going to go quietly into that good night. So go ahead. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Share your age, your story, or just the one habit you're choosing to focus on starting today. And if this message resonated, even just a little, tap that like button. Subscribe to Thriving Age Tip. Because here, surviving is not enough. Thriving, in body, in mind, in manhood, is the new normal. And it starts with one step. One choice. One truth you refuse to ignore. I'll see you in the next one.